first met, I took it as a game, but here we are today, with none of us to blame.
Hello and welcome to the Keith Allen Show. I'm your host, Keith Allen. Today I have a special guest. His name is Dick James, and he is the corporate fundraiser. He does corporate fundraising for the Los Angeles Inner City Games. I'd like to take this time right now to welcome Dick James to my show. Dick, welcome to the show.
Hi, Keith. How are you? Glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming. I'd like to let everybody know that last night, I just barely got a hold of you last night. And I'm glad that you accepted the offer to come down to the show today.
I was delighted. It's not every Sunday night that someone calls you up and says, be on television.
Right.
Thank you very much.
I know. And how was I was explaining to you like puppy dog, right? I was just like totally.
No, well, I've never had a puppy dog call me up, but you started.
I didn't really expect to hear you say yes. You know, like I love to do it because, I've made like 3 other phone calls before you, and I was like, of course, it's a last minute thing, So, but anyway, now let me explain a little bit to everybody before we start really rolling into having fun here and everything. Like I did mention corporate fundraising for Los Angeles Inner City Games. Now, the reason why you're here is because we did work together on this event, Inner City Games, at the Universal Amphitheater.
That's right, at the opening ceremonies this last year, 1997. That's right. Thank you for that, too.
Well, you're very welcome. And I had a lot of fun. I was working on that event, and you were also, you did the fundraising for this event, obviously.
Yes, that's true.
Now, before we get into any more of that, because there's just so much we can get into here right now, let's tell the people exactly what is the Inner City Games and how is the function, what's it all about, and what is it for, I'm throwing all kinds of stuff at you, but can you please just give us a quick synopsis of what the Inner City Games is?
Yes, I can. You're not throwing it at me. I really appreciate the time you're allowing me to talk about something very dear to my heart. The Inner City Games really began in 1991 by Danny Hernandez. Danny is a dear friend of mine and has been for many years. And when I met him, he was and still is, the executive director of the Hollenbeck Youth Center, which is at 2015 East 1st Street in Los Angeles. That organization was started by the Hollenbeck Division of LAPD and the merchants in the area, and Danny is the first paid executive director they ever had. We can get back to that in a minute. At any rate, after a few years of working with Danny, he came up with the idea of having an event that took in the Latino community in East LA, and that was going to be the Inner City Games. At that time, they were called the Alatorre Hollenbeck Inner City Games.
Right.
And Danny called upon Arnold Schwarzenegger to be the executive commissioner of the games, and Arnold kindly agreed to do that. And the first year, the opening ceremonies were held at Cal State, and we had maybe 10 or 15,000 kids and their families participating. And it was just before the riots, so the riots we had in Los Angeles. And the first games were very, very successful. And I say the riots because when the riots did take place after the games, East LA was pretty much unharmed by the riots, if you recall that.
Oh, yeah, right.
And so that was good. That was a good stroke of fate as far as we were concerned, because it caused people to wonder, is it because the Hollenbeck Youth Center paid such attention to the kids and their families, and because the games were directed to prevention programs for the inner city kids? Maybe the games are part of the reason the area was not ravished by the riots.
Well, let me ask you real quickly. How long has the Inner City Games been around so far?
Well, that was 1991. This is 1998, so this will be the extra 8th year.
Okay, just in case those didn't calculate that quickly enough, it's easier
hard,
to just let them know.
It's hard for me too. But just to finish that off, the next year Arnold and Danny got together, and they decided that they would like to have the games involved in the entire city of Los Angeles. And at that time, we called in all agencies in LA to participate, Rex and Parks and the mayor's office, all the agencies that involve kids and prevention programs. Right. And the games became the most popular and the biggest youth event in Los Angeles, and it still is.
Well, great. And it's. I know that there's more. There's so much more to explain about this. But from this function that we did have, or this event, the Intercity Games that we worked on together at the
Yeah.
Universal Amphitheater, we had Arnold Schwarzenegger showed up. He was there.
Yeah,
He gave a
yeah,
speech
he's
and
always
everything. And it was. I understand he said about 6,000 people were there in that amphitheater.
Well, we had 6,000 kids in the amphitheater. In fact, we had to send some kids to the park just last month because they couldn't get in for the ceremonies. And any kid that couldn't get in for the ceremonies was promised a trip to Universal later on in the year. We sold the place up. We didn't sell it up because we don't sell the tickets.
Right, you filled
we
it up.
filled the place up, yeah, with kids, all kids from the inner cities, 50% girls, 50% boys, and we're really proud of ourselves. for doing that.
Here we're speaking about it right now, but I did last night. I made a copy of some of the stuff that because I had the opportunity to take my little camcorder so I could
Really?
videotape. Yes,
You got
yes, I
something
did.
here?
I do have something here with
I'd like
Arnold
to see
Schwarzenegger.
it.
Yes. Oh, well, we have it right here.
Oh, great.
Let me ask them if we could do. Yeah, we can. Okay. Well, let's roll this little clip that we have.
Over there?
And well, actually, we could look at it. Look
okay.
at the clip right there on the monitor.
Okay, great.
And this is going to
Now,
be
the
Arnold
concert
Schwarzenegger.
says, would you put your hands together for Power 106, the Bank of Boys? What's up, Lucky people? What's up, my main people, the Bank of Boys, baby? We would like to welcome you to the 1997 Inner City Games! First and foremost, we want to thank my man Danny Hernandez for the foresight and the sincere concern for all the children here tonight in the Inner City, ladies and gentlemen. And before we do game, we have to bring up the chairman of the Inner City, the man that makes this all possible, the one, the only, Arnold Schwarzenegger!
I was here last year, or actually 2 years ago, they opened ceremony and I said I'll be back. And I'm here today. I kept my promise, right? But anyway, let me just say first of all to the main course, thank you very much for a great introduction. It's really great to be introduced to such top idol, such top guys that I've listened to so many times. Thank you very much. I tell you, it is really exciting for me to be here. This, of course, is the 7th annual Inner City Games, and I am extremely excited to see 6,000 young kids sitting out there today, being part of the opening ceremony.
De parte de primer impacto.
The reason why I and you all appreciate it so much is you all here today participating in this opening ceremonies and in the City Games is because we know that you could be doing right now something else. There's a whole lot of different things that you could do. You could be just sitting around at home watching TV right now. Or you just could be hanging out at home. Or hanging out on a street corner somewhere in the city. Or you could be drinking, selling dope, becoming a member of the gang, or doing something that is not constructive. But no, you chose to do something very positive for yourself and very positive for your community. You decided
I know, that's what I
life in your own hands. You decided to take destiny in your own hands. You decided that you wanted to turn your back on that status quo of the inner cities. You decided to turn your back on the pack, on all those negative things that you you sometimes lose. There's no one in the world that has ever learned just from winning. We all have to lose. I have won many competitions in my life. I have won many times in my life, but I also lost many times. And I've always learned from winning and also from losing. So don't be discouraged, because the Inner City Games is not about winning medals. It's not just about winning. It is about participating. And you have made that important step. You are participating. You have decided to make a positive move forward, to be a positive contribution.
Well, I really wanted to be a little closer to the stage there, but they had me like, a lot of us that work on the crew have to be like a little bit towards the back.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to get a picture. For all those that, let's just remind them that it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody should know that by now, right?
Yeah.
But it was great. I'm sure those kids had a wonderful time seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh
their
yeah, they
idol,
love him.
and-
They love him, man. He's very generous with his time. I think he's a real credit to the motion picture industry and to his profession.
Well, let me tell you what, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking some more with
Yeah,
Dick
okay.
James, and he is he does corporate fundraising for the Los Angeles Inner City Games, and we'll find out more about the Inner City Games and more clips. I have a lot more clips for you, so please don't go away. We'll be right back with the Keith Allen Show after this.
When there's me.
We want to see our children succeed. But setting easy goals for our kids creates the toughest obstacle they'll ever face. Because succeeding in the real world isn't easy. Help the effort to raise standards in America's public schools. Call 1-800-96-PROMISE.
You don't need algebra, geometry, and calculus to get this job. Now, if that doesn't convince you to take math courses, I don't know what will. Call NACME. We'll tell you what you need to do.
The music was loud and we was laughing and joking around. 3 shots fired. He was killed. It really hurt. Why did this have to happen?
Unfortunately, Alicia's story is all too common. Children with their childhood taken from them. Fear of violence is robbing our children of their future. We must take away that fear and give them hope. We must give Alicia and all our children back their childhood. Working together, we can.
Do something now. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT.
All right, welcome back to the Keith Allen Show. I'm here with my guest, Dick James. He does corporate fundraising for the Inner City Games, Los Angeles Inner City Games. Do I keep missing that? But I know it's the Los Angeles Inner City
You're
Games.
close enough.
I'm close enough, but we got to get it right? Because I don't want them coming back and say, why does that guy get it right? Doesn't he know our name? But I'm learning about it today. This is the
You're
thing.
doing swell. Thank you very much
Well,
for the
thank you.
opportunity, and you're terrific.
Well, thank you. Now, Dick James is here explaining to us what the Inner City Games is all about, and what it's all about. And speaking about that, what does the Inner City Games offer at this moment?
Well, most of all, they offer an opportunity to the inner city community of Los Angeles to have ownership of their own their own community. I was born in Southgate, California. I'm a native. I've lived here all my life. I've traveled the world over, and I've been around, and I've been primarily in the hotel business. But my home is in Los Angeles. And if I see a pothole in the street in Los Angeles, whether it's from my house or not, I want it fixed. And it's the same thing with
The kids.
with the kids. If you see a kid that's in trouble, or you see a family or anybody in trouble, you want to help. The games are for that purpose. They want to make sure that the kids in LA, all of them, inner city kids particularly, know that we care about them. They are cared about. Not just we, but people care about them, and we want their lives to be just as successful as possible.
Now, earlier today, I contacted you there at the center here. This
The
is
Hollenbeck Youth Center, yeah.
Now, do you go there often? Or
I go there every day. I've been going there every day for the last 15 years. I have not paid, by the way.
You do volunteer work there.
Yeah, it's kind of volunteer, I guess.
We could go. Well, let's just say you go there.
Yeah, I go there. I go there because I feel it's something that I want to do. It's very rewarding to me. I've seen kids grow up. I've seen many kids that wouldn't have finished high school go on to college, get degrees. I've seen kids that were running around the streets when they were 5 to 6 years old that are now, actually one, Ruben Palomares, who's a sworn LAPD police officer, graduated from the academy. We have many cases like that. This is all primarily Danny Hernandez's vision, his dream. The guy, within this community, there's a great man named Danny Hernandez. You people should know about him. He's important. He's bringing you out of the doldrums of the 20th century into the sunshine of the 21st century. You should really follow him. He's a great, great guy. I believe in him, and he's a man that has a big heart.
Well, since you speak of Danny Hernandez, I also have a clip.
Great.
Yeah.